आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
On the 9th of December 1946, the Constituent Assembly met for the first time in New Delhi in the Constitution Hall, which is now known as the Central Hall of Parliament House. 207 representatives, including 9 women, were present. The inaugural session began at 11 a.m. with the introduction of Dr. Sachchidananda Sinha, the temporary chairman of the Assembly, by Acharya Kripalani. Dr. Sinha read out the goodwill messages received from different countries, and after the inaugural address and the nomination of a deputy chairman, the members were formally requested to present their credentials. The first day's proceedings ended after all the 207 members present submitted their credentials and signed the register.
All India Radio Delhi broadcast a composite sound picture of the entire proceedings.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter Rajnarayan Mishra, who was martyred on the 9th of December 1944. A resident of Lakhimpur Kheri, Uttar Pradesh, Rajnarayan was a firm believer in socialism, leading to a classless society. He led raids on the British establishments with his group during the Quit India Movement, 1942.
Rajnarayan was charged with revolutionary raids in the Unnao region of Uttar Pradesh and sentenced to death. He attained martyrdom on December the 9th, 1944, when the British hanged him till death in the Lucknow Central Jail. He went to the gallows with the slogan, Inqilab Zindabad, on his lips. We salute this great Indian freedom fighter.
প্রতিরোধ তোলা লেখাপড়া শেখা খোলা মনে দেখা যেভাবে আপনি দেখেছেন বেগম রোকেয়া সাখাওয়াত হোসেন.
We also remember Bengali feminist thinker, writer, educator and political activist Rokeya Sakhawat Husein, whose birth as well as death anniversary fall on the 9th of December.
She is widely regarded as a pioneer of women's liberation in South Asia. Her writings, which span poetry, fiction and essays, espoused progressive ideas for gender equality and envisioned a better and fairer world for women.
শালীনতা থাক অবরোধ যাক গ্রামের মেয়েটা সাহস পায়.
Popularly known as Begum Rokeya, she was born in the year 1880 in Rangpur district of Bengal Presidency, now in Bangladesh. She grew up in an orthodox environment, and it was through her husband and brother that Rokeya eventually found freedom.
Seeing her sister Karimunnisa, who often wrote poetry, getting married off at the age of 15, solidified her faith in education and individual rights for women. And from this belief emerged Sultana's Dream, where Rokeya traverses an alternate world where reality has been flipped and women rule the world while men remain indoors.
It is one of the first and finest examples of feminist science fiction from India. Her other works include Padmarag, Essence of the Lotus, depicting the difficulties faced by Bengali wives, and Abarod Basane, The Confined Women, a spirited attack on the extreme forms of parda that endangered women's lives and self-image.
Begum Rokeya Sakhawat Hosen.
In 1916, Rokeya founded the Muslim Women's Association to work towards women education and employment. In 1926, Ruqayya presided over the Bengal Women's Education Conference convened in Kolkata, the first significant attempt to bring women together in support of women's education rights.
She remained committed towards the advancement of women's rights until her death on the 9th of December 1932, shortly after presiding over a session during the Indian Women's Conference. We salute this great women's rights champion.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.